Good morning. I'm back with Team in Training in Sacramento. This is our last training ride of the season before Tahoe next week. We've been training since February to ride America's Most Beautiful Bike Ride on June 2nd. It's a 100-mile bike ride in support of the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So we've all been cycling and training to do that century, and we're raising funds to help find treatments and cures for blood cancer patients and their families. I'm riding with Paula and Phil today in the lead group. Say hi, Paula.
Hi, Paula.
Phil?
Wendy!
Say hi, Paula.
Hi, Paula.
And we've got about 10 cyclists from the team today. This is a short ride. It's going to be about 28 miles. It's a taper ride. So the week before the big event, we dial back our training, maintaining our fitness, but not adding any more stress to our bodies, allowing our bodies to recover so we're fresh on ride day. So today's a shorter one. After the ride, we're gonna come back, have lunch together, party it up a little bit, talk about ride day logistics, and get ourselves dialed in for next week.
Watch yourself, huh? Yeah, you make it look good. Don't let it watch yourself, huh? Cause you make it look good.
Finish up the climb up Indian Hill in Newcastle. I wanted to share some things that I think people should know about riding America's Most Beautiful Bike Ride around Lake Tahoe. I've done it 6 times, and there are always about 4 or 5 themes that come up every year. So the first one is that Tahoe is at above 6,000 feet of elevation. And if you've been training at lower elevations or at sea level, your body is not going to be used to riding at a high elevation. And so with the air being thinner up there, your body's going to be working harder to supply oxygen to your muscles. You're going to find that you'll be winded faster. So at Tahoe, it's good to keep in mind that you need to dial back your effort a little bit so you don't burn out and stressing your body too much too soon. The second thing about America's Most Beautiful Bike Ride is that there are 2 big climbs. One at mile 20 going up to Emerald Bay, and the other one's at mile 80 going up Spooner Summit. That is a dangerous climb, if only because it's so late in the ride and you've done about 4,000 feet of climbing and 80 miles already by the time you take on that summit. So you're really tired, and it's important to remember that you got that climb at mile 80 and pace yourself accordingly. It also, in some years, is very warm at that point in the afternoon. So keeping hydrated all ride so that when you're hitting Spooner, you're not dehydrated, is also really important. Paula pedaling action. The third thing about Lake Tahoe and America's Most Beautiful Bike Ride is that the temperature during the day can be very variable. It'll start really cold, and some years it's been in the 30s Fahrenheit when we started. It could get quite warm by the end, and so you need layers. Warm jackets and warm clothes that you could remove at the rest stops. And at the first few rest stops, the Leukemia Lymphoma Society runs a bag drop. At the bag drops, they'll take your layers, put it in a bag, and transport them to the finish line where you can pick it up. So that's a handy way to wear a lot of warm clothes but not worry about them later in the ride. Another thing about the bag drop is it's handy to have some kind of visible tie that you could tie to the top of your bag. So when you get to the finish line, you can find your bag in the big pile of bags there really quickly. Hey Paula, I think we lost Phil.
We did.
Any thoughts? Should we go look for him?
Tell him there's no I in team.
There's no I in team, Phil. Rewind and play that again.
Together, everyone achieves more.
All right. Another thing about Tahoe is there's a 30-mile out and back to Truckee, the town of Truckee, off the lake. And it's that 30 miles that makes the ride around the lake a century. It's a little bit of a deceptive out and back because on the way to Truckee, when you split off from the lake, it's a slight downhill and you're flying because you don't realize that you're actually going downhill a little bit. And then you get to the Truckee rest stop, which is a nice rest stop actually. They're all nice. But you get to the Truckee rest stop, you turn around, you come back down that same road, except now it's a slight ascent. You're actually climbing out of Truckee. And you're expecting to be flying again. And actually you've got to work a lot harder to get out of Truckee back to the lake. So you really got to pace yourself carefully. Don't put high expectations on your speed. Just modulate your effort coming out of Truckee so that you have energy left to do those climbs at the end.
I'm way too hot now. I radiate, don't need a rear view, they behind me. Cause my future's so bright in my blind. Hold up, why I gotta shine so.
Another thing about Tahoe, the last thing I'll share, at least on the ride now, is something they won't tell you. While we all know there's a lunch stop at Kings Beach and they serve sandwiches and all kinds of food, the risk there is that you, number one, eat too much food and fill your stomach up, and you spend too much time there and your body gets cold and your muscles start stiffening up. And so by the time you start riding again, you've got a stomach full of food and your muscles are stiff. Coming out of Kings Beach is a big, steep climb. And I don't know how it is that I've never seen someone throw up going up that climb after having such a big lunch. But you're gonna wanna be careful about how much you eat and how much time you spend at Kings Beach. It's tempting to spend a lot of time there because it's such a beautiful beach. And it's nice to have lunch and it's a festive atmosphere. But there's still a lot of ride to go and a lot of climbing to go. And it starts right after that. So just be careful about that.
Escorting my head is out, they was just leaving. Can't be nobody else, I'ma be myself. So they gon' have to watch me treat myself.
All right, so we finished our 28-mile ride and we've been having La Pizza lunch and going over the ride logistics for ride day. We have a couple of new members of the team, so they're learning how we do things, and we're also confirming for ourselves how we're going to do it. Our team has raised about $47,000 for LLS, the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. We got a week to go, so if you'd like to donate, you can go through my website, seva.bike, and you can donate through my portal or go through my portal to the team portal and donate to the team. I've raised just under $4,000. I'm trying to get to 5. Got a week to go, so if you've been meaning to donate, please do donate. This donation is tax deductible and it goes directly to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. I don't see a cent of it, so but it is in support of me and I feel the support when you do donate through my page. So please go visit and donate, and we'll report back in Tahoe. Thanks.
Watch yourself, huh? Yeah, you